Overloaders, we're back. Now, first things, I can't even talk. That's how out of practice we are. Please tell us about the volume. It's been a hot topic. Griff's headset's working. He's now frozen. We're getting a bad reputation of tech issues.
Am I frozen now? Can you hear me now?
No, I can hear you. But chat, you're gonna have to tell us if like Griff's still in the thing. Like that's been a deal. All sorts of stuff. Griff, preamble topic wise, I was remarking to you off air how rude New Yorkers are.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's like a stereotype, but like I was surprised how rude they were. Like I felt affronted. Not just to me either. Like to the old lady trying to get off the subway, they're like barging her over, not waiting for her to get off. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Not
it's
great.
A little bit of a culture shock, eh? Is that what we got going on?
Yeah, like New York syndrome, right?
Yeah.
And it was just shit on the street, like a human excrement.
I mean,
in like the West Village.
Yeah, I mean, greatest city in the world.
You gotta go, right?
Yeah. So New Yorkers convey their thoughtfulness through overt acts. They don't really have any time or space for the pleasantries, and I don't think fellow New Yorkers like take affront, but it can be jarring witnessing it from afar or experiencing it firsthand when you're not accustomed to it, because it's all about cultural relativism, right? Whether something is like acceptable or not.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, like, are people like, would they talk to you even? Were they just all like, get out of my face? Or
oh no, they absolutely didn't want to talk to me, and I don't blame them. I didn't want to talk to them either. By the end of it,
yeah, because in public I'm an introvert, but I'll ham it up with anyone if they want to talk, like on the bus or whatever.
You're an introverted hammer.
Introverted hammer.
Yeah.
But that's too bad. Did you have a good time otherwise?
Yeah, I saw like Russell Wilson's funeral, which actually was sad, and it also kind of played out exactly how you'd predict.
Yeah.
Like cover 2, hey, the running back's going to get a ton of targets and receptions. Oh, he did. Yeah, it was tragic.
And there are a lot of quarterback funerals going around.
Oh yeah, which maybe we touch on that later.
Yeah, we'll see if quarterback resurrection is a thing at the same time, in due time. But did you have a good time? Did you eat good food?
I did. I could have met Derek Jeter, but I didn't.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, go on.
I've never heard of that guy, so.
So you could have met him, but you didn't go to meet him because you didn't know who he was?
Right. So I just got pizza, you know. I felt that was the most New York thing I could do in that moment.
Did you opt instead to look for the Capital One guy?
No.
I was just wondering. Anyway, so I hope you had a good time.
Yeah, I did. You keep saying that.
I'm trying to prompt you to more stories if you wanted to share them. I'm giving you.
Oh, well, a lot of skyscrapers. I was staying in Jersey City, which is like a very kind of soulless area. It's kind of like a ghost town of grey. It's very much like a lot of American cities where hilariously it has a historical centre, which is like 100 years old.
Right.
Yeah, that type of thing.
Did you get good Italian food in Jersey City?
No, because it's so soulless. It's sort of away from where like the actual soul would be, you know.
Oh wow!
It's a stone's throw from the World Trade Center and Manhattan.
Right. So New York is rude. Jersey City is soulless.
Yep. And yeah, the pizza was good. The pizza was good.
And Russell Wilson is dead.
Right. And the calls for Jackson Darts were they were starting like after the first series. It was really sad.
Yeah. So the pizza was good. You liked the pizza?
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah.
What kind of pizza did you get?
I got like a bougie one called which shout out to people who recommended it to me as well, like sort of confirmation that I was on the right track. But this place called Lindustry, which I guess is New York style. I'm not a pizza expert here. I guess it's New York style, but
Mm-hmm.
it was somehow crispy yet chewy yet flaky
There you go.
yet firm
There you
yet
go.
soft. Like I don't know what, because I mean pizza is baking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever they're doing with the dough, like they know what's up. Like oh my gosh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that was fire.
There you go.
And the issue was though, before I had that, I ate a burger, which was really good.
Mm-hmm.
But like I would have happily ate the whole pizza before it got cold, and I
Yeah.
wasn't able to finish the whole. Oh, you guys say pie, right? I wasn't able to finish the whole pie before it got cold. So then it went cold, and it wasn't as good. But like, because the cheese had congealed a bit, you know, as
Right,
these things
yeah.
do when they cool down.
Yeah.
But it was still very good.
Yeah.
I'd thoroughly recommend that.
And it was called Lindustry.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out next time I'm in New York.
And I think the person who served me wasn't a New Yorker as well, so I think that helped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were like nice.
But I would imagine wait staff is going to be nice everywhere, just because they're clocked in and they have to. Part of their job is being.
Oh yeah. Also, what's the deal with sales tax?
Oh, you don't have sales tax over there.
No, we do, but we include it in the price. So you order something and you're like, hey, this is a nice deal. Like I can pay this, and then you're like, wait, why is it more than I thought?
Yeah, I don't.
And then
It's because sales tax can be different, like zip code to zip code, and so I think they want people to know what their prices are. Like, hey, this is Uncle Sam doing this to you, not me.
okay, that's very American.
Whereas for you, is it like nationalized or like by county or something?
No, it's nationalized. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's not. I mean, it's roughly the same anyway, but like, anyway.
And then the other thing, tipping.
Oh, right. Oh man, the whole tipping thing.
So basically, every meal you get is like, well, it depends how tight you are, but like it's 30%
Yeah.
less expensive than it actually is. You know,
Right.
when you put the sales tax and the tipping in there,
Yeah.
and then like yeah, and then the foreign currency conversion fee.
Oh, I know that's got to be a train wreck. Yeah, tipping is weird. It's a convention that we somehow have forced ourselves into, when you could just pay the workers
Right.
whatever they. I mean, that's got to be so stressful. Where you're like, God, if I piss this guy off for some mundane reason, I'm not going to get paid tonight. Like that's
Yeah, but like also like the stock options are like 20%, 18%. That's a nice tip, right?
Yeah. Right. I mean,
Like here, if you get 10% tip in Britain, like you've had the best meal of your life.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, man. Again, cultural relativism. What's the phrase? Win in New York, tip like the New Yorkers do.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, I went to a comedy club.
Who'd you see?
I don't know. It was
Was it funny?
yeah, it was good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
I can't remember any of their names. It was like a stand-up show, so it was like 5 people.
Yep. All right. So, Maddie, I'm going to open the door, say after you, hit it.
Thank you. Welcome to the Seattle Overload Show. As the Seahawks, since we last spoke to you, have won 2 games. They've beat the New Orleans Saints resoundingly 44-13, and then they've gone one at the road Thursday night football at the Arizona Cardinals 23-20. Griff and I are very, very, very excited about this, and we're here to kind of break down our brief thoughts on the team, kind of react to those last 2 games. How good are the Seahawks after 4 games? Used to be a quarter of the season, it's now not quite. And then look at some of the tape from the Cardinals game, because that was a real opponent, and it was a winner on the road, and puts the Seahawks in a commanding position in the NFC West, given situations elsewhere. So, even despite with that 49ers disappointing loss at the start of the season. Griff, where do you want to take this in terms of overview of the team?
Well, I mean, that's really open ended.
All
You
right,
can't
all right,
pick
come
what
on
you
then.
want.
Are they winning the Super Bowl?
The team is in really good shape right now.
Mm-hmm.
All of the concerns anyone might have had, from quarterback to receiver to play caller, maybe sans offensive line, although that's still better than maybe you'd hope. All those concerns have been assuaged to this point, and things are pointing in the right direction and to where like they could be even better than they are right now. The defense is roughly on par with expectation. They're what are they ranked ninth in EPA? I don't know what the DVOA is. I think the points per drive is even better than ninth.
Mm.
And like you said, they just played. The Cardinals are not a very good team, but they're not a slouch. And to have a
They're not
good,
the Saints.
they're not the Saints, right? And to have a good defensive performance against them is not nothing. Maybe hope to be cut out. No,
No.
we're good. Um, so even though like that game should have been a blowout, there was still a strong win. Win on the road, Thursday night football. So much variance can happen with those two things in combination. So, I mean, the vibes are great. I think that the team has. I mean, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would bet on them to win the division at this point. So, I mean,
So
three and
when I
one.
said they'd go 12-5, right? I was incredibly sharp,
You were Maddie. You bodied that.
right? I definitely said that as well. You can. I don't know what Monjoba has it on right now, but you can review that. Yeah. So I actually think the defense might be better than ninth. Like I know they are ninth in EPA per play, valid metric. I just think they got very unlucky with some of those plays they gave up against the Steelers. Sure, they happened, but they were like, play extension stuff. Same for that 49ers game, the Purdy game. Like, it was kind of out of structure things. Yeah, again, they happened, but, it's kind of BS. And then this Cardinals road win, like, a lot of the plays come towards the end of the game. It looks actually like they're collapsing, which is why I think that's such a big win. Like, the narrative is so different if they choke that game. Like, it's
Right.
bloody disastrous. We're all melting down. I mean, NFL's always fine margins, but to come out with that is just so huge for the trajectory of the team. But, like, all of those, like, plays are, like, essentially end of game stuff where Mike McDonald describes it, the difference being Arizona went no huddle. And he himself admitted that he could have done a better job in those moments, how he calls that. And the Arizona seemed to get Seattle in like some tough, like man-to-man looks, and they just beat them enough times, drew enough penalties to go down the field and tie that one up. But like I also feel the no huddle element meant there was a bit less sauce, as McDonald would describe it, a bit less disguise to how the Seahawks were playing them. And just like some tough matchups, like Marvin Harrison Jr. in the slot on Devin Witherspoon's not your ideal matchup. And the Seahawks defense themselves, that they could do a better job in terms of how they respond to like that kind of momentum shift, for want of a better phrase, where they kind of just need to recompose themselves in those elements. Monjumbo, no, I don't think so. Well, hold on, Monjumbo. I predicted 11-6 if they go 11-6, right? But if they go 12-5, I predict 12-5. Like, we'll find a way to make it work. We'll connect. Griff, that was me rambling a bit about the defense. Offensive. Any more thoughts there? We're going to look at the tape.
We'll look at the tape. I will say that I think the tape is better than the numbers. That's my vibe check on it. But the strength of the defense right now is the run defense. The run defense is really carrying this thing through. I think their pass defense is still above average, but it's not like world beater right now. But the run defense, like no one can move the ball on them on the ground. The D line is too talented, and this scheme is accentuating them too much. When last year that wasn't always the case. With Devin out, and him coming back, maybe he's rusty. Maybe that's contributing a little bit. Although we liked Kendrick's play as a nickel. I mean, he looks what a player he is, or at least he's been in his couple of games. Obviously, they have plans for Eamon Warry. We haven't seen that come to fruition yet because of his injury. I think there are some weak points in the coverage that maybe offenses will key in on and twist the knife a little bit. Maybe more personnel based. I think Kobe Bryant's getting picked on a little bit. I think he's the weak spot in the secondary. And I think that Tyrese Knight and Drake Thomas, the combination has been kind of a problem.
Yeah. We could extend on that point. Like if I'm an offensive coordinator coming up against this team, when they play like that, I felt against the Arizona, right? I felt they did a pretty damn good job of like in that 4-3 structure, like 4 guys down and then you're playing 3 and like the 2 high safeties. I felt they did a pretty good job of like packing the middle, like removing like all those kind of over routes, over the routes that like Ernest Jones is playing like really good, like
he's been so good.
Final 3 drops and melting like hash to hash, the stuff we've raved about in the past. Like he was removing a lot of their offense. Spoon is obviously very good in zones, and Kendrick's very good in zones, like those kind of curl zones, those quarter flat zones. But if I'm an offensive coordinator, where I go at this team is, well, one, can I get them into like more one high stuff where those corners on the outside have more safety help, but then also can I get the slots into like isolation stuff. But as you said, Griff, it's kind of they got to engineer and work out the matchups and where the weak point is and hit it, and that will take a very good quarterback, and it will take a very good play caller to do that. And they're going up against the guy Mike McDonald, who's very good at changing the picture. Kind of having a fast ball and then a number of change ups to stay kind of ahead of that. And so I am worried about I'm still worried about the talent areas in exactly the same ways you've described. That being said, I'm not I mean, you couldn't fall apart at this stage, but I feel they may have enough, and maybe they make a move to be even better.
Well, there's the Woolen news, right?
All right, so yeah, should we talk about Riq Woolen now?
Yeah, we might as well.
Right, that's very topical. So, Griff, you've been a defender of Riq Woolen. So have I. I think the criticism of him is overblown. That said, let me not butcher this report. It was an NFL Network report. Did it come out on Sunday? Or was it on Thursday? I'm butchering it, Griff.
I think it was Sunday.
Yeah. September 28th. Yeah, that's Sunday. Ian Rappaport, with Seahawks star cornerback Devin Witherspoon returning on Thursday, teams are monitoring Pro Bowl corner Riq Woolen as a possible trade target by the deadline, sources tell The Insiders. Woolen's playing time has diminished, and in a contract year, teams believe he could be available. There's also the Seahawks official Twitter account tweeting out Jason Myers, who'd hit the game winner, hugging Riq Woolen at the end of the game. I don't know how tinfoil hat you want to be about that. And then Mike McDonald is asked about trading Riq Woolen, and his answer is kind of hilarious.
Oh, I think he bodied it from a PR standpoint.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
You could read into that as much or as little as you could you'd want, right? Like he said, I think Riq's playing really well. That's not that. Shit, that was the wrong quote, but that's an interesting one.
Yeah, because you don't want to advertise to a suitor that they don't value him, right? No, absolutely not. They're playing the balancing act. We've watched Riq Woolen, and I have some pretty big thoughts on him, but okay.
Just let's find this quote. All right, yeah. So McDonald said when asked about the NFL Network report, I think if teams are interested in our players, it means we've got good players. So I love having great players.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think this goes back to like, regardless of like week one, kind of throwing gas on whatever fire there was. I think they had made up their mind just from a business decision that they weren't wanting to invest a lot of money in Riq Woolen long term. And I think the main inhibitor there is that we know that he's been benched twice once each by two different coaching staffs, and they've been for more like team rule things, not necessarily play. But when you have those team rule violations and then you have a big mistake and a big moment, people connect those dots, right? And how could you not? It makes sense to. But I think that at the same time, it's gotten away from us how good he still is and how valuable he still is, and also how much he's actually grown. Like his film's gotten a lot better in a lot of areas. So like he used to have zone busts. He doesn't really have those anymore. His issues are more in the areas that he's typically the foundation of his game, which is the one-on-one cover skills, whether it's cover 3, cover 4, cover 1, cover 0, whatever. When you're on the outside, you're playing man techniques. Not to say that he's perfect, doesn't always play the ball well, but like just to put in perspective and take this stat for whatever you want. I mean, I lean on the film anyway, but since week 1, weeks 2, 3, and 4, he's leading the cornerback room in yards per cover snap and EPA per target. So in my mind, that's just things correcting itself as the sample grows. Week 1 was still really frustrating. I mean, they lost the game because of those plays, but you also lost that game because of all the plays before that too. And it wasn't just him. Like everyone, in my opinion, has a share of the blame because it's a team sport. But I mean, if you move on from him,
well, before you discuss moving on from him, right?
All right. Yeah.
Because we can discuss that. But me personally, I've been feeling this for a while. There's moments where his technique just falls apart.
Okay.
And I wouldn't know why that necessarily is.
Technique,
but
like where in the
well, there's the obvious one, right, which is playing the deep ball.
Okay.
And that's what Mike McDonald acknowledged. He said he referenced those because those 2 big penalties against the Cardinals did happen, and it was a major moment in terms of letting them back into the game, right? McDonald said how we can keep giving him those situations in practice, giving some more exposure to those plays. Those are plays he's made throughout his career. We expect him to make them.
I have some thoughts on the penalties, by the way.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about it. But for me also, his press technique, like for some reason in this last game, like he's trying to like mirror step with guys, regardless of the coverage. Like he's trying to mirror step with guys. He's like, which means he's not putting, for whatever reason, but his hands are not getting onto receivers until way later in the route stem. He's not jamming them at the line. He's not putting his length to use. And he's really not, like, he has been okay as a mirror guy in the past. It was never his main thing. And he only kind of dabbled in it. But he's not good right now at mirroring guys. He's just getting run by. And then he's in, like, recovery mode, or it almost looks like he's lazy because he's I don't think he is. I think it's more he's so uncertain. And then he's kind of guessing as the route develops down the field because he's out of phase, or he's working to get back into phase, or he's getting kind of twisted around. Like for me, his press technique this last game was horrible. Like
really?
like really, really, really concerning. And there's been moments of that in like not all of his press reps, but like moments here and there where it's like, oh, the ball didn't go there. Like, was he trying to bait the quarterback, or was he just like being lazy there, or has he just had like a bad technique moment? And I think this game was like for me, it was like the culmination of even before like the whole, the Woolen report came out. Like, if I watch this game, I'm like, you know what, we could cope without Woolen. Like, if I'm a coach and I've tried to work with him, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Now, from a sympathetic standpoint, I think the Seahawks ask a ton of their corners, and to me, it comes off like a guy who, when he played his best football, he had a fastball, which was outside read step kick press technique. That's a mouthy thing, but it's one type of press technique which worked for the Richard Sherman, Brandon Brown, and the long corners, right? And then he had a change up which he introduced later on a bit, really, which is a quick jam, which he used against like DeAndre Hopkins, like nullified him when he was still an actual player, and that was it. Obviously, he'd bail out occasionally, and so he had like 3 pitches basically. Now, like he's trying like a pitch he's not very good at is his main thing. And he's not really mixing it well. His stuff's just gone. I know baseball. Okay. So I'm a bit worried about that. And I do think also the Seahawks are so much of their corners, like schematically, also like disguise-wise. that he just looks lost in the sauce to me. Like whatever's going on behind the scenes, whatever the coaching, whatever that interaction, like he just looks like a lost guy who needs help, or he needs to be traded to a team who will simplify for him, like the Las Vegas Raiders or the Washington Commanders, or a team who's going to play him in a lot of like press man and let him play that press, get him back to playing that press style that I think suits him the most. But yeah, if you look at like he's trying to mirror guys, and it's just really rough right now. He's kind of guessing and getting twisted around the wrong way. And the Arizona game is one of his worst games in just terms of if you're grading technique, press technique, really poor.
So, do you think part of that could be because they've moved him from the boundary to the field, and he can't press as frequently, and the press technique is? Oh, I have a nosebleed. I'll be right back.
That's so brutal. I've got a runny nose. Griff's got a bleeding nose, and Griff's got a nosebleed because he's so upset about the Riq Woolen stuff. I imagine he can take his time. Let me chat. If you got any questions for me while Griff's doing this, and let me tee Griff up on the ramifications of trading Woolen, that would be very useful. But Ajas saying Woolen's success as a rookie was because he baited throws. It worked because opponents didn't take the rookie seriously. He got a pick on Tom Brady as a receiver. I don't fully agree with that. Like, he was very, very good at playing like patient, not backing up, just stepping with the outside foot, going 2-to-1 to none with the arms, stand square at the line and kicking back and stand on top of the receiver. And he's still been good at that. And I think where Griff was going with his point is, if you're into the short side of the field and you're one-on-one with a guy and there's no one else out there, it's a single-side receiver as well. That technique maybe becomes more viable. For me, though, what I was going to respond to Griff, and here's my response. I don't know, like, he was kind of this whole game, regardless of where he was lined up, they're kind of moving around a bit, and it just regressed, whatever. And there were times where he could use that read stepping technique and didn't. And I'm not like beholden to one technique. It's whatever works for a guy. But this mirroring he's using is like not working for him at all. Like, he's getting the reason he in this game was getting like behind, guys were getting behind him, is because he's not getting any disruption on them, and he's getting out of phase, and then he's in recovery mode. And as a corner of recovery mode, you're just gambling. Yeah, I mean, Griff never reads my posts. Let's be honest. I read his posts and steal his takes. That's what we're here for. What do you think about the change in their coverage this year? Leaning more into cover 2 this year from the numbers, also cover 4. Yeah, Ben, that's very interesting. Now, more cover 4, more cover 2, I would suggest stems from if you're more confident in your ability to stop the run. If you're more you wanna add yourself to the screen, Griff, or are you like gonna be off camera for a bit?
I'll be joining in a minute. Perhaps.
Hell yeah! Hold on. I could give you you give yourself a photo. This is so lonely.
I'm sorry. You'll have to deal with it for about 45 more seconds.
No. Right. There's no rush. I want to give you a photo. How do I give you a photo?
Put George Clooney on there, sipping an espresso.
Yeah, well, I can't. I think that you'd have to do that. Poor boy.
All right. All right. So I didn't want to interrupt you. Did you?
Well, hold on. I'm just answering Ben's question about more cover 4, more cover 2. Ben, that's something Griff actually said to some smart people. But yeah, I think if you're better at stopping the run, generally you're going to play a bit more of that because you're more passing downs, also more confidence to play a man down in the box, right? But then also I think more cover 2s, type of quarterbacks they've faced, Kyler, Aaron Rodgers, and then yeah.
They're playing a lot more cover 2, and then they're also playing a lot more cover 3 to time it up with the run.
Yeah.
They're also playing it to trips though to play dagger. So they're doing it for pass purposes as well. All right, so
Dan Chu just straight up disagreeing with me. I mean, that's fine, Dan.
Now, I did not watch his tape with as much of a scrutinizing eye as you did, Maddie. So a lot of what you said was surprising to me, and I want to go back and rewatch it and pick out exactly.
Please do.
But I wanted to ask you though about Joe. in the context of trading Woolen,
Josh
I
Jobe.
thought I thought Job's film. I think receivers are starting to learn how to beat him at the line, and I think he's stepping outside of the receiver frame too harshly to the step side, and he's getting baseball turn like at the line of scrimmage.
Was that not cover 2?
No, I'm talking when they're in quarters or 3 or 1. Maybe I need to rewatch, but
Oh,
uh-oh.
I mean, thank you, Dan. So many people have had the opportunity to critique our volume.
But
Ben Casperson said we were good. So
my larger point though is that you have these players, and by having a lot of them, they all hedge against one another in a lot of ways. And I think that you can survive losing one of them for a game. But when you have to eventually play the Rams or say the Cowboys, which you're not playing the Cowboys this year, but if you have to play a grown-up passing attack, I mean, this defense still hasn't slayed all of its dragons yet. They weren't good against good offenses last year. They dominated average ones and bad ones, right? And that's what they're doing to this point. We still haven't seen them play a potent passing attack, and I feel like they need as many hands on deck as possible. That's my main hesitation with Woolen, and I think it's great what Jobe is doing to this point, but I think that still exists in him is last year, and last year he gave up. I mean, he was the most picked on cornerback last year.
I really like Jobe. I think he's playing really well. But
cool.
Like how you want to go back and watch. I want to go back and watch and see him getting turned around and stuff.
Maybe I'm being too fast and loose with it.
For me, the problem you always have with him, and it's not really his fault. And I think he's getting better at it, but it's going to be the problem. Is he's short and he's small, and all of the best offenses have a guy who they can match up on that and pick on that. So you have to help him. Like, you have to let him play cover 2 a bit. McDonald's will do that. That's also a reason they'd be playing more cover 2 to help out both corners. Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, so if they were to trade Woolen, it would. I don't love the idea because having a big long guy, they don't grow on trees, and his best football, he's still a very useful tool. Like, is that really what are you getting for him? Like, GMs aren't stupid. Now, part of the reason you'd float this stuff is to try and see what you'd get for him, right? I'm sure they're having conversations, but I'd be shocked if they get more than a 4th round pick for him at this stage. Like, given contract, given where he was drafted, which for some reason matters to GMs, given the narrative around him right now, given the high exposure errors in prime time, that. There's no way they're getting more than that for him, in my opinion. Yeah. And if they do, then fair play. I was wrong, but
so you really think his stock is way down right now?
Yeah, if you just plug in that tape, it's
okay, all right.
And also the whole report stuff, yeah.
I think Jobe is busting a lot in zone, and the ball isn't coming his way.
What?
I have concerns. There's a touchdown that Rodgers missed against Pittsburgh.
Oh, he
chases,
maybe.
He chases the fin or the under when he's playing a cloud corner, and that's just the boundary. So if you trade Woolen, you're moving him. I mean, he's going to be playing more field just by virtue of mixing and matching, and then you're going to put him in even more zone situations. And that doesn't mean he can't get better because Woolen got better at it. But
then Jobe was fairly good in zone this game,
he gave up that corner. I mean,
yeah, but you don't know how they've been coached. You don't know how they've been coached because he got the reroute there. And if you're saying,
then why isn't Woolen doing it then in the same combinations?
I don't know. I have to watch it.
I mean,
find me the same play against Woolen.
But the thing though is that Jobe has he's playing a different role this year. They're putting him in the normal situations now that he wasn't in last year. Last year it was just all one-on-one stuff because when they'd only trot him out in clear passing situations, right? For the most part. Now he's playing regular corner, he's been playing base corner. like base, like 3-4 base, as well as like base nickel, quote unquote.
Yeah,
When
yeah, yeah,
Devin's,
yeah.
and so it's more football now than he's been exposed to, and he deserves to grow in that. I'm afraid that if you lose one of your corners over as the sample grows, I feel like it'd be too much too soon for Job, and I think he's on such a cool arc right now. I'd like
Oh,
him to.
he's way better in like he kind of needs safety help over the top for most of the plays for sure.
Yeah.
Or
So
like to be able to play
on the
in like press man where he knows he's literally defending the fade type thing.
on the penalties versus, because Job surrendered he surrendered a back shoulder fade, right?
He did, yeah,
But he
which
got
is
it. He got
it's
his
how
head
you get
around though,
him.
right?
Yeah, but
He got
that's
his head around, right? So in Job's example, he had an indicator from the receiver that the ball was coming.
yeah,
In Woolen's examples, given the 49er busts, right? He's playing chest to chest with the receiver all the way through the stem. He's not trying to play the ball. Because of that, I think they're coaching
correct.
into him. But you still have to be aware for the ball in the back shoulder. But he was given no indicators from the receiver that the ball might ever come. So I just feel like it's bad luck on those penalties from him.
Yeah, for me, what's frustrating on those plays, and I might be mixing plays up. What's frustrating is he doesn't get a single arm on the receiver, and then he starts until like 7 yards into the route. So that's never been his game.
Yeah, that is interesting. Why
Like
is he not?
why? Because he's mirror stepping. Like he's mirror stepping and giving them clean releases off the line. He's trying to play like he always says that Jalen Ramsey's like a big influence on his game. He's trying to play like he's Jalen Ramsey.
So he's not doing the 2 to 1 to none. He's going from
No.
release to just sprint to phase,
Yeah, which to me
and
is like bad process, and he's getting
which
bad results now.
which doesn't lead to like route timing disruption. So like when the touchdown Devin gave up to, or that Devin gave up to Marvin,
Yeah,
and I want to know your thoughts on it, but really quick, like it looked like tight coverage, right? Because he was right there, but he never disrupted the timing of the route. I would argue that Harrison had control over the route the entire way through, and Devin didn't ever body him through the stem. He lost his
agree.
hip at the break.
And what was disappointing there as well is it's a slot route, right? And you have post safety help. Like he was going to undercut that, I think.
And so you win jump balls by winning the stem before the jump. Like so many times a quarterback will throw a ball like, oh, that was a terribly placed jump ball, but like it's all the receiver. And the receiver has to get to the spot and has to own position over the spot. So it's on the corner to disrupt like you win jump ball situations before the jump. Like boxing out in basketball. Like when you feed someone to the post, it's way more important what happens before you lob it up. It's about what they do before. So I don't know. I don't know. I feel like they were always going to trade Woolen or move on from him. So
I agree. I agree with that. We heard ramblings about that for ages.
Yeah,
and they've been trying. They've probably been trying to.
Yeah, they have their reasons. He might be unconventional, but over the long haul, I mean, his numbers pretty hard to argue with, even if it's frustrating. So I worry about their like season long integrity if they were to lose one of those guys.
I don't disagree.
So, but yeah, I want.
I just don't know what's going on there.
That you mentioned, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know what's going on there. Right. We should talk about the offense overview, because right now Sam Darnold is like off the charts. Like he's playing out his mind.
Yeah.
Which people would say he did last year too. So is he actually just like a really good quarterback? And
I think he's better than last year.
Yeah.
There's
an argument, right?
I have some caveats there, but
all right. So we acknowledge he's playing really bloody good football. Clint Kubiak has been pretty impressive for 3 weeks straight, although there's caveats.
That's very tricky.
Yep, there's some caveats. And then the Jackson Smith and Jig was arguably the best receiver in football right now and is ascending. And Yeah, who's going to stop this offense, Griff? So,
Um,
what caveat would you like to address first? Because we're obviously excited about the offense, but I think
yeah.
this is for
So
me a bit easier to see how this just falls apart. Maybe fall apart strong, but how it kills the team first. I think the defense is always like, and we shouldn't forget the defense. Like
the
as you
defense
always
is the
say,
backstop for the offense right now
yeah, and as
because
you always say, Griff, like McDonald has had stretches in Baltimore and in Seattle where like half the season they like collapse or their numbers
right,
go down. I
right.
don't really see how that's going to happen to them right now. Maybe the corner thing is how it happens, but
Yeah.
anyway,
So
but where's the offense, so it's easier to see.
like, where do you start? All right. So right now, let's take stock of what they actually are first. By EPA, anyway, they're the 14th ranked offense. Their pass EPA is like whatever, like fifth, and their run EPA is like 20 something. So that's why it averages out to 14th, right? Why is the pass offense so good? I think it's a perfect feedback loop between a highly executing quarterback and an offensive coordinator that is creating the conditions for the quarterback to feel as relaxed and clear-minded as possible so that he is at his 100%, which then allows him to, when you do need to put some stress on the quarterback's shoulders, he can actually do that for you, like the third downs, right? To that which he's doing well in. The clutch moments, like the clutch fade ball to JSN and the clutch 3rd and 7 conversion against a max blitz, finding his hot route and just throwing it like throwing JSN open into the ball, and like the coverage wasn't that bad. The coverage is pretty, like the court Melton did as well as he could. So all that stuff is great. As to that, the comment about the defense keeping the score close allows them to live in the run and pass formations, which is when Darnold does his most damage. But
Hmm.
actually, after the Saints game, his pure dropbacks out of shotgun success rate was 24th out of 35th. And
Okay.
I was afraid that it's just like JSN catching, 2 posts and play action being like you're printing money, or when they really have to throw, is it going to fall apart like we all worried about? And then this game happened and his success rate on pure
Yeah.
dropbacks was like 70%, which
Well,
is
and
insane.
you could argue like that Steelers game. There were some pure dropbacks on third down, which he got executed. I know the success rate numbers you mentioned, but there were definitely flashes that like there are flashes of pure dropback working. For me though, then the caveat with the pure dropbacks is often like very much the first. It's either the first read like being there, and it's
Right.
like
Which
a
is
fantastic throw with accuracy and delivery, or it's like he's been very decisive at getting to the check down or getting out the pocket and he makes the right decision and they pick up the yardage and convert, right? That's
right.
just very anecdotal compared to the days you've just mentioned. But for me,
Well,
it's not. Yeah, go ahead.
well, I mean, there is. I think this stuff is a lot really noisy because, well, so like PFF charts first read rate, sorry, first
Yeah,
read rate,
yeah,
and the Seattle's throwing to their quote unquote first read at like an astronomically high rate, which is indicative of what you just said, that the first read is open. But it's also the quarterback's job, like his first read can change based off of his read of the coverage.
oh,
So
exactly. Yeah,
it's a little circular. Like, is the quarterback
right.
driving it or the scheme? What we think we know about the Shanahan scheme, it makes sense to think that it's scheme driven, but the quarterback still has to execute. No one believed Jimmy Garoppolo was a top 5 quarterback when he was putting up top 5 numbers, right?
Well,
Now, I believe Darnold is way better than Jimmy at this point because he has an actual arm. He can throw different balls, higher velocity. He can use the whole field. So this is my opinion, that it's this perfect feedback loop going. But you have this issue of the pass offense is so good, but they're only 14th ranked. So how do you resolve this? How do you improve the off? Like, you don't want to be middle of the pack. You want to be better than that, especially when your pass offense is working. So you have 2 choices. You either pass more and access those pass buckets, or you improve the run game. Kubiak has passed more than people realize in the past for stretches. He's not immune to doing it. He will do it if he thinks there's a reason. I think at this point with the defense, Kubiak's just going to keep printing money with play action
yeah,
and all that stuff.
and
But eventually you're going to have to make a choice if you want to go toe to toe with the defense that can or go toe to toe with another offense that can score on your defense.
Yeah.
Do they try to get really creative in the run game, or do they throw more? And I think Kubiak is hesitant to push that pass more button because he's afraid that his perfectly constructed pass offense, which is so precise, that
Yeah.
it will ask too much of it. And it's not
Right.
just the Darnold thing; it's the O
No, it's
line, it's the receivers. Like Cup did not separate
yeah.
this.
Cooper Cup's where I was gonna go. Like he's
Like
struggling to
it's
separate. He can find the hole in like the intermediate coverage of zone, but anything beyond like 7 yards where it's like he gets matched up
occasionally
on a corner, it's like, oh,
occasionally the choice route will be there. Like,
right. But that's
but
more like that's almost a ski. Sure, he's good at running it, right? But that's almost a schemey thing than a
yeah.
he can separate thing.
Now, Barner is coming alive. I was actually disappointed his first 2 weeks because
Yeah,
I was so high on him. But like, he's such a cool football player, man. And Arroyo is like, let the rookie just do what the rookie does. Like, he'll get there.
yeah.
But like, I feel like Kubiak is like, man, I don't want to fuck my pass game up just now. I don't want to add anything like
And
globally
that's a very
disruptive yet.
Shanahan way of thinking as well,
Yeah. Shanny
right?
Shanny will throw more, but he's conservative about how he gets to that point. With Brock, every year he's bumped up the pass rate like 2, 3, 4 percentage points.
Yep,
Matt Ryan, he threw 60% of the time, or 58, whatever.
yep,
Everyone else has been like 45 to 50.
yep.
And so it is commentary on your drop back game. You can connect the drop back game to whatever components of your team you want, whether it's the quarterback thing, whether it's the O-line thing, pass catcher thing, but it is a pure drop back stat. Like your pass rate is a function of how voluminous your drop back game is. The Seahawks drop back game is not voluminous. It's very low volume. It's very battened down. It's very precise. It's very like, I'm going to really be particular about picking my spots with this thing. And like, we'll see what they look like when they run into a DB room that can actually cover their
Oh
guys.
my god, the who was that? Who was number 16? Who that JSN kept just roasting like every single play. The Cardinals like backup corner. Cause there's a reason they drafted a second round corner and
Yeah.
he's hurt now.
Yeah.
Like that guy was terrible.
Yeah. So, dude, on JSN, we loved the pick, right? At the time in 2023, right?
But we
loved the pick.
did have concerns as we always do.
So, of the slot receiver types, right? We were like, he probably won't be Pete Cooper Cup, but he can be, like Amon-Ra St. Brown or whatever.
You said I think you had some. You always say
Maybe
Robert Woods.
maybe Keenan Allen.
No, you always say Robert Woods. Did you say
Oh, yeah.
Robert Woods about him?
I don't think so. To be
Okay,
honest,
my bad. It's just
No,
you say it so often.
if I did, because I love Robert Woods, but
Yeah.
at this point though, he's playing his way into 2021 Cooper Cup, whatever year. Justin Jefferson, man, no one can cover him.
Yeah,
one can
and it
cover
was
it.
so cool in this game to see him get one of those Darnold favorite concept frontside dig, right?
Yeah, the that hammer play on the like 3rd and 10 or something.
Yeah, like
And it
he
was
it's just like taking candy from a baby.
my baby. And so my comment about what Darnold is doing this year, and like we showed on tape last week against, or however long ago, against the Steelers.
Yeah.
No, we didn't do that. But he threw a backside dig in rhythm, something he did not
No,
do
we did
against-
show that. We did do
Okay.
that.
All right, I'm all messed up.
And
It
we
was the
talked
Saints
about
game we
that.
didn't do. Excuse me. So he threw the crossing route
Yeah.
on quick game white cross. He did not. So O'Connell ran quick game white cross with Darnold like 3 times a game last year, and he did not get to the crossing route or the backside dig. He did not get to the backside dig in it one time. He threw it, but it was not completed. He almost threw some picks. The crossing route, maybe he hit once and he hit it late too, but the concept was just so open. That throw to Bobo was like bang, bang, reading defender technique, taking him to the open hole, and then realizing the window's closing, the free safety's nailing down. I'm going to put this back shoulder, back hip on the fly decision-making. That is real deal quarterbacking. I would love to see if he can do that at volume, because then you're talking about like a quarterback that you can build the whole damn thing around for like years forward, and he's 28.
And I think from a coaching perspective, it is important to ease him in, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It's just
and
eventually
they
you're gonna
need
have
to
to
sort of learn
solve.
more. They
You're gonna
need to learn more about the receiver group still.
true more than fair. You got to let Arroyo come of age.
Same for the
Um,
offensive line. Like,
so, I mean, if we're only talking early returns, though, the only thing you would complain about this offense is like, could the run game could they maul
right.
guys more? And they're just
And
no
then,
boomer bust.
well, and this is the point from Neugash. Imagine if the Seahawks didn't have the most stuffed runs in the NFL. Like, Griff, you're talking about the relationship of do you dial up the passing buckets more or try and run a bit more, get more creative in the run game, or just get better at run game. Really, you kind of see the depth of this offense when they, and again, it's not always true, it's anecdotal, but as we've said before, when they get out of being balanced, it's like any offense, right? But it's especially true for the Shanahan tree stuff, the scheme. They invest less time in like drop back stuff. They've got a bit better at it over the years, but when they are forced to get out of that balanced mode, things get a bit rougher. And I think like in this game against the Cardinals, right? They actually kind of, as you said to me on Twitter, but they actually they worked out, they managed to stay on top of what the Seahawks were doing for a bit of a period in that game. Like they started getting more second and longs, third and longs, and the offense sputtered a bit, and
Mhm.
and yeah, and it was a lot of that was the stuffed runs. Like they were able to get negative plays against the run game. They were able to fire zone to stop it. They were able to uh,
Mhm.
blitz their way into stuff. So
Yeah, yep.
interesting.
Um, the defense is really fun right now. Um, I mean, it's such a testament to like structure does matter, and you have to respect what the structures that the offenses you face live in. And Mike is McDonald is making all the adaptations necessary from run structures to finding more ways to get into 8-man spacing or when you're playing one high, whether he's blitzing into it or spinning into it. He's got run tools up front with run stunts, and it's letting really good defensive linemen play half man more often, essentially. And when you take away the offense's ability to put a lot of combos on your guys, and then you also free up your guys to play half the man instead of through the man, the personnel is too much. It's too much. It's like no O-line is going to be able to go toe-to-toe with them, except for maybe like the very elite ones, but they're going to need to have an elite game plan on top of it. So the run defense is really cool. It's been really cool see Mike in his background arrive on similar things that other DCs have to stuff the run in NFC football. Um, like the Rattler game, like really sharp quarterbacking and quick game in the underneath. They do have some weak spots. Um, I think they stay on top well though. For the most part, there's some areas in the high hook and in the high flat that they have issues with, but honestly, that's not the linebackers so much. That's the safeties at this point.
Yeah,
But it's only here and there. So like Bryant can't really nail down on. He can't nail down on a dig. Love can, but Bryant can't nail down on a dig, and then he also can't kind of glue to a post when he's playing a half. And then like nailing down on well placed corner routes against cover two is just hard. But those are the things that like the little things that like Stafford will throw all day long, right? So we just need
yeah.
to see a little bit more.
All right.
But yeah. Anyway,
So they host Griff. They host the Buccaneers week 5.
okay, true.
The Buccaneers without one of their best players in Bucky Irving. Baker's a gamer. The Buccaneers are very good at defending the run,
And they're good at
and
blitzing.
they also have Vita Vea, who is going to be a matchup for Jalen Sundell.
It's going to be a matchup problem. I think on paper that the Bucks present way more issues for the Seahawks offense than probably any other defense they've faced yet. I don't know how well they'll execute in spite of that. They might be able to absorb it, but I do think their structure will be stressed for real. One, because the run defense, and then the run defense can be so potent that when they force them into those passing situations, I think not a Darnold thing, but the pass offense as a unit will struggle with the interior twists. That's just something that they have issues with. So it's going to have to be a lot of max protect and then finding essentially Jackson or someone winning. But I think that they're going to also game plan double coverage out of like one double looks, zero double, zero cross, where you're playing man techniques, but you're finding a way to get double coverage on where you think the ball is going to go. And Bowles does that stuff. He's got that in his bag. So it could be like, I could see Bowles first half giving them a lot of trouble.
Uh-huh.
And then I could see the Seahawks offense finding their footing and moving the ball third downs or in the third quarter. And then the fourth quarter is just whose final punch will, will land. On the other end of it, I mean, jump balls to Mike Evans, Igbuka, like that might be jump ball.
Well, Mike Evans is injured.
Oh, is he? All right. Well, never mind.
Which is significant, right?
That's very significant.
Because otherwise you'd be worried about him like making Woolen's technique look bad and small manning Josh Jobe.
Yeah. So especially in the low red zone.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that they're so hot right now. I don't want to predict a loss, but I feel like they win this by 6 points.
By 6 points?
How about 28-22? No. 26-20.
Why'd you change it?
24-19. That's 5. When in doubt, change your mind. What do you think?
They'll win 24-20.
Okay. Do you have any game plan considerations?
Any what?
Game plan considerations.
What do you mean?
How do you think the game's going to go? Like,
why'd you say it like that?
Well, I said a bunch of stuff, and now I'm lobbing it over to you.
Well, but what I said, they've got a good run defense. It's a tough matchup for Vita Vea and Jalen Sundell. I think Baker Mayfield's a gamer, but their offense is going to really struggle without Evans and Bucky Irving. I think Baker can dink and dunk in a way that will cause problems. And I think Zion McCollum is going to give up a touchdown to JSN.
Okay, cool.
Right, we got 2 donations. J-Amp, thank you very much. Greetings to you too.
Thank you, sir.
And James, Australian dollar, is that? It's an interesting comment.
Read the question, Maddie. Why is number 21 exempt from these criticisms? We spent a number 5 pick on a corner with worse coverage ability than Woolen, yet Woolen is the only one criticized. People like the character that is 21 over 27. Spoon is asked to do a lot. They have him playing
more and Woolen is 2 right now, but Spoon's asked to do everything.
Yeah, and he doesn't get to spend as much time honing his pure one-on-one man technique. No one's asking him to play man in the slot, man outside, zone inside. And think about zone inside as its own world to begin with, because you're essentially a linebacker.
Run fits inside.
Right. So, imagine if the Ravens asked Kyle Hamilton to play like Twinkle Toes slot corner as well, which they don't do. When they have Hamilton play man, they're disguising and spinning him down over a tight end, occasionally a receiver when they're not expecting it. But he's not pressed man in the slot on Jackson Smith and Jigba the way that they would ask Devin to do.
What I would say, though, James, is I agree that people like Witherspoon's character more than Woolen. And I do think, as we spoke about in the podcast before, I think we do think generally the criticism has been overblown, and there's definitely a weird fan element to some of it. But also we understand there's some valid criticisms too. How about that for balance?
I do. I mean, I do think that the pitchforks are out for Woolen.
Yeah, yeah, and
So,
it's only been encouraged by how this is playing out. So
all right.
as we've seen with previous Seahawks players, Griff, how about talking of balance, right? How about them those Raiders?
Yeah, man. Watching Gino is sad right now. It's really sad.
Is
He's
it
not.
is it Gino over? Was John Schneider right? Were we wrong? Did we not have access to the arm data that actually showed that Gino's in decline as a 34 turning 35-year-old passer?
Well,
Are you going to apologize?
don't let Johnny Boy off the hook. He wanted to keep him. Remember?
Oh yeah,
And,
yeah. He loved him.
so, and
Gino walked.
yeah, Gino
Yeah.
wanted out. Right.
Yeah, it wasn't a negotiation.
It's dude.
He didn't get a reply.
I just don't want it to end this way, man. Like he's got to. I'm worried about the arm. I've been worried about the arm even from the Patriots game. Even when he was on target, the ball was arcing.
No. You remember the Bears game in the rain last year? We're like, why is he not throwing the ball there? Like, what if like he had what food is Chicago known for? Hot dogs?
Polish sausage.
Yeah, like kielbasa.
Kielbasa and a lot of Italian food.
What if he had like a bad kielbasa and his arm became cooked in the Chicago rain?
Look. I want to see how he responds from this because I don't want it to end that way. That would be really depressing if it's just toast.
Yeah, it's also very tragic because he's saying all those things about like he knows he needs to be better, and Pete's slowly like not being able to cover. Like he's kind of like he like those are bad throws. Like it's not.
Well, and also
the ball kind of did die in the air. Like there's no and it's coming out like with no spiral. Like it's just wobbling. Like. It's very odd. His accuracy's gone, and I don't know if that's because like he's trying to compensate for lacking the juice to beat guys, and he always wants to beat guys, right?
Yeah. I do have complaints about Chip Kelly's dropback game, which I am surprised that I find myself saying because I thought it was going to be fire.
No, to the point that you'd been advocating for Chip Kelly as an NFL offensive coordinator.
Yeah, thank God that didn't happen because that would have been potentially a disaster. I do think Dante Thornton is holding the team hostage because his route tree. It's like imagine if DK Metcalf was like bad at everything.
Yeah. Counterpoint. He is 6'4.5", so taller than DK, and he ran a 4.340. Counterpoint.
But
the problem is they can't catch the ball.
Well, it doesn't help that Brock is hurt. But
that doesn't help.
They need to live in different concepts, like altogether. And honestly, like, sorry to do this, but they need to call what Waldron called in 2023 when they had no O-line, their dropback game.
No.
That was the best quick game and 5-step drop game in the league, Matty. And you only had one guy that could route people up.
They're going to go to 2018 Seahawks pass rate over expected levels.
No, he's going to respond with more quick game like Pete did after. No, listen. Remember?
I don't want to listen anymore.
Remember week 2 49ers 2022? And people are like, we need to be more run heavy. What did Pete respond with? They threw even more the following week.
Just
3.
quick game.
Yes, that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, because people forget, right? But the West Coast philosophy, Griff, is to pass to open up the run game.
And the run games are the pop. All those bubble runs were there. They need to lean into that more. Let the explosives come to them. Chip needs to stop like trying to scheme up these very quick hitting explosives like the 2022 Dak Prescott Cowboys.
How many times can he run like an over the field route as the design
well like a play action slot up the seam. Like the other thing is these picks are happening. Gino needs to read the safety, but the coverage is keyed on the play call.
Yeah, they're geared up for it.
Why is a post safety jumping on a dig route?
Yeah, because it's all they bloody throw.
Why?
Well, but then
Why
this
is a
comes.
post safety jumping on a seam 12 yards downfield?
Yeah,
It doesn't happen.
but the problem is this comes back to Dante Thornton being bad because like he can't catch the ball, and also he can't run like a comeback properly. So like they know that the perimeter on like a lot of the side of the concepts is not a thing.
You need to be running a lot of empty quick game
Yeah.
and alert the go occasionally.
Well,
And
what we're saying is like Trey Tucker like is gonna become Tyler Lockett.
I actually like Tucker a lot. All right, so defensively though, the Raiders. So right now they're 15th in EPA.
Okay.
And
Hold on.
what did I say about the Raiders defense? What the pitch for them was: run defense and no explosives in the passing game, and that they would give up a lot over the middle because they don't have linebackers. Well, all three of those things are happening.
Are they?
Yeah, they're stuffing.
Am I
the
just
run.
remembering like the wrong explosive plays?
They're stuffing the run, and outside of Bayou, Blue Kelly like filling his diaper. Like
He blew Kelly'd hard.
They're doing all those things, and then he did improve this game. But
And we're seeing Soft Sky with 3 bars. We're seeing
Tank Buzz Phoenix.
Oh,
And
we're seeing
you know who's pretty good at that stuff is
Jeremy Chin.
So
He's Cam. He is Cam. Well, hold on now. Let's relax.
He's playing. He might be McDougal.
And you know which defense is missing him? No, he's better than McDougal. Yeah.
You think Chin's better than like 2018 Bradley McDougal?
Different players, but like McDougal's not playing on the edge.
They actually did put him like over zone Y when there's a 4-man surface and the strong safety has to be on the edge. McDougal would do that. They played a lot of base in 2018, Maddie. Remember Michael Kendricks? There was a lot of.
God. I don't understand. Like, if you're running that system, surely at some point you're like, hey, what if we get like a wheel route? Like, how do we handle that? Like, do we want to discuss that? Like, that was such a great idea in theory. Then like post wheel just destroyed the whole system.
And
to the point that I was like trying to work out the difference between a zebra and a third, like a read third. Right. And then it turns out they're both fucked because no one's on the same page. Like, Oh, and also Tedrick Thompson's playing in the post. Bless him. God rest his soul. He's still with us.
Yeah,
I think.
True. Yeah. No, I know that was and that defense, 2018 defense. What were they like 12th in scoring anyway?
Yeah, they're like fine.
You know, who is really good playing base Sam and nickel Will and occasionally big nickel. Like permanently, like Jamal looks pretty good in this scheme. He looks good, and they need to give him more snaps because Devin White is like a pendulum. Like Devin White is good play, bad play, good play, bad play, like up and down. And then Jermaine Pratt is just he's done.
I mean,
he's
how
so
many
slow.
years is Pete's contract? Is it 2?
I have no idea.
Is he the whole? I don't know. Like, is he going to be impatient and like begging them to trade for Jordan Brooks and Riq Woolen?
Because of the way it's gone with Gino, they may not defer to him on that.
I think that might be a concern. Also, another thing which had me concerned.
What?
Coaching in Saudi Arabia?
Do they have a Saudi Arabia game?
Yeah, and Pete Carroll's one of the coaches, along with Sean Payton and Kyle Shanahan.
Strange.
And Tom Brady's playing.
Strange.
That doesn't speak to me like someone who... yeah, fine. Anyway,
look,
Griff,
I just want Gino to find his command, and I want to see how far you could take this Raiders personnel. Like, how far does run defense and air yard explosives being capped take you? I just want to know.
Okay, great. Also, why did they like fire zone like constantly on that last drive and just have Caleb hit the hole, scramble up the middle with really bad rush lanes, hit the hole, touchdown?
Because they keep sliding to the field and they want Max to get a one-on-one is why. They need to disguise it more. And then they did disguise it, and then it worked in the third quarter.
Yeah, what about the fourth quarter, though?
One drive, man. I mean, well, that was
one drive, critical drive. It's Devin White. The pendulum, it swung.
Dude, he gave up 3 dig routes this game, biting on the curl. It was Jared Goff's wet dream. It was.
Oh, I don't want to know that. That's disgusting. It wasn't Jared
Um,
Goff on the field.
It was Ben Johnson, same thing.
Griff, keep it PG. All right.
So Maddie, today I wanted to talk about.
Hold on. Tan asked, "Are we going to look at tape the stream?"
Sorry, no. Next time.
But Griff, Friday.
Yeah.
There we
let's do it
go.
Friday.
Tan, we'll have a tape Friday for you. Yeah, there you go. Congratulations, Tan. Our apologies. Griff, today is Monday.
Okay.